Hi everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet these little candy heart inspired purse bags. Today we're going to be focusing on this red one, but I am going to offer points on how to do the other designs as well. I hope that you like them, and if you do, please drop a like and subscribe. Materials wise, you're just going to need any yarn you like. I'm using pink this time instead of blue. A crochet hook. It can be any size. I do prefer a smaller hook size to the yarn that you're using. So this is quite a thick yarn. This is a 4.5 hook. An embroidery needle. You can use any. You can also use your crochet hook to do most of the embroidering work. And then a pair of scissors or anything sharp just to cut it. I'm using a knife, so I'm not going to show that. Okay, so to start you want to do a slip stitch. So you could do this anyway, well, slip knot. Any way you want, that's just how I do it. Show it again so you can see. Just gonna make a slip knot. Okay, and then you're going to chain 3. You're going to make 2 of these hearts. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to do 2 single crochets. This is how you do a single crochet. You insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. Then you do the same thing into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Then you're going to increase into the first stitch, which is 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. And then a single crochet into the second stitch. And then chain 1 and turn your work. Then increase into the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, and an increase in the last stitch. Okay, then you're going to chain 1. You're going to increase in the first and last stitch. So we're going to increase in the first stitch. Then we're going to single crochet 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to increase. And then chain 1. For the next 6 rows, you are going to increase into the first stitch and then single crochet for the rest of the row. 13 of the stitches. Then you're going to work on the little round for the hearts. What you do is after you chain one, when you finished your row, you're going to turn your work and single crochet 6 times into your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to chain one, okay? Turn your work, decrease, like that. Okay, so to decrease, you want to insert your hook into one stitch, pull over, then insert into the next stitch, and also pull over. Okay, and then pull your yarn through like normal. Then you're going to single crochet 1, 2, and then you're going to decrease again. Then you chain one and turn your work. Decrease, and single crochet twice. And then you're just going to chain one to tie off. And you're just going to cut it, and you're going to insert your work into the other side. So once you've cut it off, you just pull it through like that and tighten it, and then you can tie the ends in when you're done. Now to tie your work in, you want to go into that first stitch there, pull your yarn over like that, yarn over the hook, and pull through like that. And then your yarn is attached. Now you can insert and single crochet 6 times into your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There is going to be a stitch, I'll show you now, in between, there, that stitch. You can leave that because that it's like make the indent for the heart. And then you're just going to chain one. And do the exact same as the other side. And you're going to chain one, decrease, and single crochet twice. Okay, and there's both of the little mounds of the heart finished. So now you're going to single crochet. Let me just flatten out so you can see better. You're going to crochet all the way around like this until you come back to your first stitch. Okay, so I'm going to speed this up so you can still watch it, but that you don't have to sit here for a while watching me go around. I recommend stretching the work like this after you're finished because sometimes it can curl in, especially after doing that little single crochet. There is a way as well, if you want to stretch out your work even more, is if you wet it and then let it dry. I'll probably post a video about that later. The upside of this though is you don't have to do that because once you knit them together, you won't notice it. Like these two, you don't see that they're furling in. They look fine. Okay, so now you're going to make 2 of these, and then I'll meet you back here on how to sew them together, and then on how to make the 2 different buttons, depending on what you prefer. Make the latch from this one here, this little latch. Okay, it's quite thick, that's why I changed it the second time around for this, but it's up to you which you prefer. Do it, you just want to slip knot. You chain 3. You go 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to want to have 3 stitches. 1, 2 single crochets. Okay, and then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to repeat this. You're going to 1 and 2 single crochets, and now you're going to repeat this process until you get the length that you want for your to cover from your back of your heart to the front of your heart. Let's say that's the length that we want. Then you're going to insert, chain 1, we'll do 1 single crochet, then you're going to chain 1, and then again do a single crochet into the last stitch, chain 1, and tie off. See, and then you've got just stretch it a little bit, like that. Okay. And then you've got the place for the button. Now, if you're using a hard button instead of a crochet button like I have here, I would recommend making the hole slightly bigger, so chaining more stitches. As crochet does move around more flexible, like this one, so it's quite a smallish hole, but there we go. And then all that you do is you would take it and you'd attach it to one of the hearts like so, the side of the buttonhole, like that. And then when you close it, the buttonhole go like that for the button. And then that would be all that you need. For this one, you just need a piece of yarn. So I'll be using that one today to show you how to add it in. The button, I'm just going to use a white yarn so you can see it. So you're just going to make a magic ring, which you're just going to hold your yarn like that. Yarn over and back. Okay. Under and pull that yarn up like that. Okay, so I'm just going to, so like it would be sitting like that after you're done. And then yarn over and pull through. And there's the magic ring. And then you're going to insert your hook and do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to take this loose piece of yarn and pull it until it's closed. And then you insert your hook into your first single crochet there. Yarn over and pull through both of the holes in your hook. So you do a slip stitch. Then yarn over and pull through, and then just tie off. Once you've done that, I do recommend taking it and tying it in the back so that you've got this little point like this. So I'm just going to show quickly. So you just want to tie it on the back of the button. Well, you know what I mean. The little button. Okay. Now, it's important to do it like this because I'll show you now. Because you obviously want it to be able to move. So you're just going to insert it and tie into the back of your work. I would recommend attaching the button to the side that you want it and the string before you tie them together so that you don't have to work in when it's sealed. Okay, so now what you do is you'd find your placement. Okay, so let's say we like it there. So then you just insert your hook here and pull the yarn through. Okay, and then you'd find a stitch right next to that one over here and pull that other piece of yarn through. Okay, once that's done, you're going to tie them in the back here. And then you want to tie in your ends as well. But then there's your little button, but it's easily movable. Okay, so you're going to now embroider what you want to say on your heart. This one I just put I love you on it, but you can put anything you like on it. You can also leave it blank if you prefer. I'm just going to see, I think I'm probably going to put be mine on it because I think that's also quite a popular little saying for the hearts. I'm going to show you how you attach the yarn. You can do any kind that you prefer. This is just how I do it. So you're just going to pick any part where you want to start, and you're just going to go into about 4 stitches. Okay, you're going to pull through the yarn you're using until about like that much left, and then you're going to skip this one, the first stitch, and go under the others like that. Pull through. Alright, and then you're going to also skip this one and go back like that, and under the first one. There you go, so it's quite tight in, so it shouldn't move, and you won't see it at the front either. So this is the front and this is the back. Then you can also cut this off. I think I found scissors, so I'll probably cut that off, but you can also leave it in there. Doesn't matter too much, so. Okay, and now we're just going to try and plot out what we're going to say. As you noticing, my one is a bit wonky, so hopefully your embroidering is a bit better than my one. If this embroidery, you know what I mean. So I'm just going to put the B like that. Then the E. Capitals and letters I found are a bit easier to work with. Okay, so we actually want this in the middle because it's just 2 words, so start like that probably. And then you're just going to go like that. I am going to try and do this on screen so that you can see how I do it. But as I say, do it however it feels most comfortable for you. Because I think everyone does what they want differently, so. Okay, try to make the words not too big so you can make sure you can fit everything onto the little heart. If you have to undo it, don't worry. When I was doing mine, I had to undo it like multiple times because I overestimated, and then I'm like, that doesn't quite fit. So, okay, I'm gonna do B. Rounded letters are difficult, so the B is actually a bit of a dork move, but I don't know if you can see how I'm doing it, but you do 2 straight lines that are almost like a triangle, and then you meet in the middle and they make a little round part that can be used. As I say, if you read, I think there are some tutorials on YouTube on how to embroider letters as well. See if I can find one so I can put it in the description for everyone. Okay, so there's a little B. So sometimes the sizing gets a bit, not the sizing, but the tension that you're using, at least I found, sometimes a bit difficult, so you can just adjust it. You can also adjust it, of course, when you're done, you can play a little bit. So there's a B. It doesn't have to be perfect, of course, especially if it's like a gift. These I'm giving to family members, so it isn't as big a thing. The straight letters are easier, of course. So if you're doing, for instance, E, it is slightly easier. I may go over this line again because I just want to go slightly higher up as well. Just hold that there so I can get through. There we go. So you can second lines where you'd like to, or just double back if you want them thinner and go out and under. This, in my opinion, is the hardest part. So it's pretty easy if this is the hardest part, because this is kind of you just winging it. And the best way is to practice. Trust me, no one is perfect at their first try. You can see my version. The next part is the easiest, is the joining the two hearts together. That goes very quickly. So it is easier to embroider the heart before you're going to join them together, but then you don't have to. It's very awkward working in the dark almost because you can't see the back. And when I did the first one like that, and that's why I'm trying to avoid and tell you guys not to do it, because it's a bit of a silly move in my opinion. I don't know if you guys can see the little red in the corner of the screen, but that's actually a chair that's holding you guys up because you're pointing downwards because I wanted to show it like this. So you're sitting on a chair. And I think the end needs to come down a little bit. I was thinking of doing this off screen because as you can see, sometimes I do have to go over multiple places, but then I was like, everyone needs to learn and see as well that even when you've been crocheting, I mean, I haven't been crocheting for that long, I think 4 years now, but just you learn as you go, even when you've been going for a long time. So, and I've seen so many people get scared off from making things because they're like, oh, but I won't be perfect. And I'm like, I am not perfect either. I'm horrible all the time. The end result's normally cute, but the working process can be a bit of a ugly process. Well, not ugly, but I hope you know what I mean. We're going to be doing a capital letter I because the little dot. I suppose I could try a little dot. Let's try a little dot. I think a little dot would be cute. Okay, gonna go down there. Let me just move. Let's see if that makes a dot. Ah, it made a dot. So you made a little discovery there. You know, I don't think there's going to be space for the little E, but anyway. We've started now, so if you guys see it and it just says min, that's because I gave up. Alrighty, there we go. Just want to tie it in as well. You can do the same thing as I showed when you join it in. You can just go under a certain amount of stitches. You can pick whichever grain way you want to, but make sure you're going into the back of the stitch. So if you're unsure if you're doing it, you can just check the front as you're going. Please check the front before you do the next part, because then it's a bit tougher to undo it. So just pull that through and see. Okay, it's not coming through the front, so you're good. And you can move on to tying it in again. So say skip the first stitch as closest to your embroidery pen thing, needle. I really need to get a list of terms and have it in front of me when I'm doing these so that I can sound smart. Okay, and then when it's done, you can cut off there, or you can go like through a few more stitches if you feel more comfortable that way. I'd probably leave it like that. I normally just go through like that again, and then I'm happy, just to ensure it doesn't come loose. Alrighty. So now I'm just gonna cut this off screen because I say I'm using a knife because I love my scissors. So I'm just going to show you quickly how to do the little back loop thing, because for some reason my video decided to stop recording while I was busy. So you would still have your yarn attached from when you were embroidering, so I'm going to put that in the embroidering section, so hopefully you don't cut off before any of that. So all that you would do is the back piece here. I'm just going to fold this down so you can see properly. This back piece, there is a center stitch. So with the center stitch, let me show it on this one as well. So with the center stitch, you can see here there is a bit of yarn coming through. So all that you would do is you take your yarn from the outside and you'd come through on one stitch like that on the front loop. And then on your way back, you want to leave enough yarn so you can go over the button comfortably. And then on your way back, you'd come through the other part of the stitch so that they're separate but in the same stitch. And then you just tie it in like when you finish your embroidering. And then it's all done. This, and now I hope I put it on screen that you did not cut the end off your second heart that you're making, because see, you've got this little section here. You're going to want to work inside out, so you want to flip this like that, and then whichever side you prefer the look of, this is outside for me, but whatever your personal preference is, and then you're going to want to stick them together like, okay, so I'm showing this wrong. So when they're together, you want to be able to see both of the back sides, so like this and like this. When it's on the table, you're going to have beamline facing up, and the top of this, it's going to face down like a sandwich. Okay, then when it's done like that, you're going to grab your crochet. So now you can either, yarn's coming with, you can either embroider the edges around and just sew it quickly. That is the quickest option. So if you're not too concerned, because it doesn't add too much width, but it adds a little bit more width if you single crochet around. But with this one, the crocheting around, you're going to have to do this. You're going to crochet around, then you're going to single, then you're going to slip stitch this part to get to the other side, and then single crochet, or you can cut off and tie in again. I'm going to show how I slip stitch around and then go around the rest. I'm just going to leave a little opening about that much. You can put little, what are they called them? You can put those little markers, I can't remember what they're called. You can put them there, the section you've decided. I normally just, when I get to about here, then I like put it down and I'm like, okay, I want here and here, and then I just work around that. But it's purely up to you as well. So you want to grab your crochet hook, okay, so you're going to grab your crochet hook, insert it into the little loop-de-loop we got. That is easier because you've already got these single crochets. That's also why I like having you crochet around first, then you're going to insert into the over here and insert into the other one as well. See, like that. So you're going to have them together, and you're going to go yarn over and pull through both and just do a single crochet, and that's all you're going to do the whole way around. So let me just hush and do that quickly so we can get this video over and done with. Because as I say, I think I am dragging it on a bit because I'm talking too much. I think I'm actually going to speed this part up until I get if when you're doing your heart as well and you're like panicking because these sizes are slightly different for some reason. I have an older heart, I wish I could find it so I could put it on here, and it's the one size was smaller than the other, but if you put them together and you do this, you normally can't see the difference. So don't worry too much. It's like practice is practice. So even if it doesn't come out perfectly the first time, it's a valuable lesson for the next time. I still make mistakes and then I learn and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. So, okay, so I think I want a bigger opening this time personally, because last time I had a very smaller opening, so I think I'm going to do like that. So I have the opening about that big. So you can put more in. So now you're going to slip stitch. So all a slip stitch is you insert into one side of the heart, one side, okay? And then you're going to pull the yarn through like that. But just work on one side, otherwise you're going to seal it shut, okay? Continue this until you reach the other side of the heart, where you're going to continue the sealing. Okay, so about here, let me just lay it flat so I can kind of see a bit more. You can stretch it, as I say. I do want to do a tutorial where I can show the yarn, how you can make everything stretch out a bit more. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll join on the next one. Because you're going to insert again in both of the hearts, and then you're going to do single crochet until you meet that first stitch you did. And then you're just going to chain on and tie and cut off, and then you're going to tie in all of your little, before you turn it inside out. I am not going to do that because, as I said before, me and tying ends in are not the best of friends. You are going to give about this much distance so you can tie in, but you can make it longer as well because it's even more comfortable the longer the yarn is, of course. If you're trying to save yarn, I would recommend making it shorter, but that's purely up to you. Okay, then you want to turn it inside out, put all the little ends in there. As I have to do tying in ends, probably do it later tonight while I'm watching shows or something. See, and then there she is, the side and the side. But those little things you want to make sure they're on the other side, otherwise when you're tying ends in, no matter whether you do it now or do it later, then you're going to miss them, or not miss them. But if you just cut them off, then they can create where the crochet projects actually undo themselves, and that can cause havoc. You don't want that. So you must tie in your ends, or you leave the little string. I tie it in later. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab some stuff so I can show you guys this is exactly what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to just grab the yarn now to show you how to make the little latch and then make the button at the same time, and then I'll show you how to attach them both to this, and then you're done. Okay, so once all your ends are tied in and everything, you can now attach the two hearts together. Okay, so like that. So you're going to line them up and then like this, pull that through, and then you're going to go through both stitches on the same side like that. See that, pull the yarn through and single crochet. Okay, then you can go all the way around for this, and then you're just going to leave a little gap for where you want to insert the things in your purse. Okay, so I just want to say today I want a more edge for my heart, but if you want it to look like this where it's rounded, you want to have it inside out when you're attaching them. So you'd start and they both look like this when you'd start against one another, and then you'd single crochet all the way around until you get to that point. so that you can have the little gap. But today I want to have this little lump, well not lump, this little extra heart. So it's your preference whether you'd like this or a more rounded look. Okay, so once you get to round size you want the little whole thing, then you're just going to do your final stitch and then you're going to tie off. Okay, so insert and insert that, and then you pull through, and then you cut off. You just want to tie in this piece as well. I'm just going to put it in there, so you just want to tie all of that in. But there's your little heart. And say this one has a little this, so you just pull this and there's your button. And that's everything for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and found it very helpful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more tutorials, and let me know in the comments if there's any variations you would have liked to see in the video. If you do decide to make the little candy hearts, please do tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see what you guys make. Bye everyone!
Hey man, don't touch it, yeah.